Good morning, Hallsville North Elementary students and staff. This is Ms. Parker. Well, happy Monday to our new kind of normal for the next couple of weeks. I know this is a crazy time. It's not something any of us were expecting or predicting, but it is something that we're all having to kind of work our way through. So before I go much further, I'm going to tell you right now, I am a mom of three kids, three elementary age kids, a 4-year-old, 7 and 9-year-old. And so right now we have quote unquote recess time. And so I'm going to apologize right now. This is probably the third time I've tried to make this video and had somebody come in needing a snack or telling me what a sibling did to the other sibling. So if that happens again, I'm just going to apologize right now. Or if the dog goes berserk outside of the backyard. So again, I apologize. So being a mom, that's kind of always been something that I've always thought about in my role as being as a principal. Trying to see from your point of view as a parent and living it as a parent, the challenges that we face. And one of the biggest challenges we faced was explaining to our kids why we weren't coming back to school and that we were going to do school from home for a little while. And that was kind of hard. My kids are used to the routines. They're used to their schedules. They're used to us getting up quite early on a Monday morning and heading out the door by 6:45 every morning to get to school, and they're used to it. They're used to being around their friends. They're used to having that structure during their day, and so this is a lot of unknown for them. Some of you may be wondering, how can I explain this even to my littlest bobcat, even your 4-year-olds? There is a great Daniel Tiger PBS video that some parents have liked. So if you just Google PBS and find Daniel Tiger video, there is one out there. You may want to preview it and see if that's the way you want it to present the information to your kids. Everybody has different preferences. But that's a resource that's out there if you want to have something to talk to your kids about. One of the things that's going to be really challenging for some of our kids is that this is different, that this is not part of their routine. And if you have kids like one of my kids, depends heavily on just knowing what's going to come. That's really important to a lot of our bobcats. And even in my home for a couple of my kids, it's really important that they know what to expect. So one of the first tips I'm going to give you during this time is tip number 1 is create a schedule. Create a schedule and talk to your kids about what that schedule is going to look like during the day. My kids and we sat down last night and we talked about their schedule. We talked that there was going to be math time, reading time, writing time. There's going to be snack time because I don't want them raiding my pantry every 5 minutes. There's going to be a lunch time. There's going to be play time, art time, and then there's going to be chore time. I'm still going to give my kids chores. They're going to help around some things around the house. And then there's going to be some free time where I'm going to let them have some just time to just pick what they want to do and have that opportunity to have that free choice. And so there's a little bit of everything, but the day is structured so that way we don't get into a habit of turning on the TV and before we know it, 3 hours have passed. And so setting up a routine and schedule, one of the best things that I know kicked off our morning this morning is we all got up, we got showered and dressed, brushed our teeth, we did our hair, we did everything we normally would do. And that really helped kind of set the tone for how our day's going so far. One of the advantages of being home, if you're not used to it, is that this is an opportunity for you to do things that you normally can't do. I never get to make my kids breakfast during a school day. I mean, we are grabbing cereal as we go, breakfast bars, special shake drinks for them to have that have protein in them. I don't really get to make breakfast for my kids in the morning. We're just trying to make it out the door on time. And so this morning, my 2 youngest ones, they hopped on the counter with me and we made muffins this morning. And we sat there and we talked about the directions and we talked about the steps. We counted out what we needed to count out for while we measured. And then they helped me make it and we ate our breakfast before we started our math time. And so that was a great little opportunity that we just made. We're just cooking. And I'm gonna take advantage of those opportunities throughout the week. And so take advantage of those things. As you heard me say earlier, that my kids are going to have chores. So, what are some chores that are appropriate for kids this age? Unloading the dishwasher, putting the silverware away, or loading the dishwasher. A lot of our older kids can do those things. Doing laundry. I mean, the washing machine has not stopped. They can help fold towels. They can help put away their clothes. They can help fold their clothes. Picking up their room, making their beds. Um, some of the time, I've had my kids go out in the yard and I give them a rake and say, let's start raking up the yard. Let's start cleaning this out. It's almost springtime. Um, Before things kind of got crazy, I went ahead and bought seeds. They're going to help me plant some flower seeds. And we're going to talk about plants and what plants do. And so just some things around the house, but some basic cleaning, giving them a Windex and a paper towel and have them clean the windows. My kids, I gave them Clorox wipes and I had them go clean the door handles around the house and the light switches. And I gave each of them a different task or a different room to go do. And that was their chore for that moment. And so there's little things they can do around the house, and it's good for them. Even my 4-year-old, he loves helping out. And I'll say, I need you to be my helper right now. I need you to go clean this for mommy. And he'll go do it, and he's excited. And we go, great job. Thank you so much. This is our house. We have to take care of it. So planning just a little bit of chores for your students to do. Doesn't have to be anything big or major, but just giving them that responsibility is really important, because at school we're giving them responsibility to clean up after themselves, to get their materials, put their materials away, and so those are things they can carry over into your home, putting their crayons away or getting their crayons out. And so those are just some basic little chores that kids can do right now that can kind of help give an activity that's structured during the day for you. And so that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is our kids are used to being around other kids. And every family has different beliefs on what you want for your kids. One tip could be write a friend a letter that you're missing. I know some of my kids are really missing some of their friends that they're used to seeing a lot. And so write a letter. A couple of us moms that were good friends, we set up Kid Messenger for our kids. So if you haven't heard of that, it's on Facebook, and you can set up an account for your child, and you can kind of help designate who they can have contact with. We set it up where I've set it up on my phone to sign them up, and then I've also set it up on the iPad for them, and any message or any call, FaceTime that they get, I get an alert as well, so I know exactly who's talking to them. I also see the messages that they're sending to each other, and so we can monitor that. But I will tell you, when my son talked to one of his best friends in 3rd grade yesterday, he lit up. He was so excited to just get to talk to his friend. And so some of our kids are going to want that. They're going to want that connection with a friend. And so if you have that and you're comfortable with that being an option for your child, that's a great tool that's out there that, again, you can closely monitor. Starting at about 7:30 this morning, the messages were going, and I had to set boundaries with my kids and say, this isn't the time that you can use that right now, but when we're finished later today, and when we've done what we're supposed to do, then you can have that time to call your friends and see if they're able to talk. And so you can set boundaries with it, but it's a great tool just to give our kids the social interaction. Because if you think about it, we as adults are used to talking to other adults, especially if you're used to working. I'm used to being in a school with almost 800 kids and almost 100 staff and parents and visitors coming in. I am used to being around people all day long. I'm not around adults anymore. I'm around kids. And so even myself, I'm going to need that connection with my friends, but our kids are going to need the same thing. And so if you're comfortable with that, that's a great tool or resource that you can use to connect your kids. I will be doing some videos throughout the week with different either challenges or just little tips, and that you're welcome to watch if you would like to. Our first challenge that we have going right now, it was posted on Facebook, and I don't want to tell you the hashtag, that's wrong. But our first challenge is taking pictures of your kids reading somewhere. Picking up a book and reading. It's so important that our kids continue to read during this time. For our youngest ones, 15 to 20 minutes. Our older ones really should be reading about 30 minutes. Snap a picture of where they like to read. One of my kids loves to burrow under his blankets and get a flashlight and read with his book. My other one likes to sit at a chair and read her book. My other one will sit on the floor. He'll sit pretty much anywhere, on my bed, anywhere he can, wherever I'm at really is where he'll go. And he'll sit down and he'll look through the books, and he's 4 years old, so he can't read the words, but he's reading the pictures. And that's an important reading skill. And so snap a picture of them, and we would love to see them. So you are welcome to tag us in Facebook. We are also, if you have available, you can tag us at hashtag Hallsville North. And we're also doing a challenge with Disney. If you take a selfie with a book or a bookshelf, for every post, they're going to donate a book. And so the hashtag for that is hashtag Magic of Storytelling. And so if you do have Twitter, take a picture if you're comfortable with posting a picture of your child, and tag us hashtag Hallsville North, and then also make sure to include hashtag Magic of Storytelling. We would love to see pictures of our students. Also, Miss Garrison is working on including pictures of our kids, selfies or things that pictures that you submit in the next 2 weeks in our yearbook, because this is part of our year and these are memories that we're going to be making. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday. If you will please give your little Bobcat a huge hug for me and let him know that we love him and we miss them. I missed my morning hugs this morning. I missed my high fives. I miss seeing those smiling faces at the front door. It was just a really different feeling this morning. And so just let them know that we love them, and we will be keeping in close contact with you about resources and, again, tips and tricks to kind of help make this time go a little bit easier. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.